What's up, all you beautiful people? We're at the garden. Look at that sky. It's like 20 degrees Celsius right now. It's a perfect day to be in the garden. Not too hot. Sun exposure is garbage. Yeah, where are we? There. That's about the best I can do. So it's the 21st of September, 24. I'm in Ontario, so our garden season's starting to wind down. We're getting pretty cool nights now. We haven't had frost yet, but frost is coming any day. Things in the garden are starting to look like crap. Plants are just kind of fading out. So basically today the plan is I'm going to harvest some beets. I'm going to harvest some tomatoes. I'm going to harvest some peppers. And we're going to clean out those 1,500-year-old Mexican cave beans. I'll show you in a minute. We'll do a bit of a walkthrough. Those plants are totally dead. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to harvest the actual beans from there. I will take them home, and then that way I can re-dry them next year. I'll probably pull a couple of plants out of the garden. So as I kind of go through, I'll give you guys a walkthrough, and then I'll film a couple episodes today, and I'll show you guys kind of how things kind of play out, because I'm not entirely sure how it's going to go. I'm just winging it right now. So let's see what she looks like. All right, so here's our bush beans, and most of them are fading out, and they're too big to eat and harvest. Most of the plants you can see, they're pretty much done. So I don't know if I'm actually going to get another harvest out of here, but I made a bunch of dilly beans that'll get me through till next year, right? So I'm not too upset about that. These are my red beets, and they are ready to go. So we're gonna harvest some of those today, but they're not for me. I'm going to give them to two of my family members. And here's the golden beets. These things are pretty. They're like a orangey yellow color. So we're gonna get some of those. Here are my Alma paprika peppers. So we're gonna harvest some of those because we're going to cold smoke them and turn them into paprika. We're gonna harvest a bunch of peppers, and then those big pepper plants up there, those are jalapenos, so I hope they're ready. As you can see, look at all the tomatoes on the plants. Lots of tomatoes there. The plants are pretty much done. They've got blight, right? See all that? So we're, some of these are just trash. And this happens up here. You know, there's nothing we can really do. We've got lots of Romas to harvest. They're beautiful. So we're gonna pick a bunch of those today. But look at the plants, like the disease is just going right up to the tops. So some of the ones that are on the plants will probably finish. And then we're winding down. See, like clusters like these, I hope they finish up ripening for me. We'll see. No guarantees. One step at a time. But how beautiful are those? You know? Lovely. And they're just falling on the ground. I'll literally pick them off the ground. So these are the Seychelles beans. And like I showed you before, there's almost no leaves on these plants, which is really nice because it makes picking them super easy. And I missed the boat to harvest these because these are overgrown. But what I will do is I will pick these beans and I will dry them out and I will replant them next year, and I will give them more space. This right here, these are the Mexican cave beans, and the plant's totally done. Probably because in the genetics for these plants, they were used to growing in a hot environment, Mexico, and we're not Mexico. So we probably got one of those cold snaps. It went down to 3 degrees last couple days ago, overnight, 3 degrees Celsius, which is pretty damn cold, and it probably just wiped these plants out. So I will harvest all of these nice big beans, like this one, and I'll harvest the seeds out of them after I dry them, and then we will have some for next year. I'm stepping all over tomatoes. And then this is what I was looking for with my jalapenos. See all those red jalapenos? That's what I want, because I'm making homemade chipotle with them. And then I need some green ones for some salsa. Look at the size of those beets. I can't even get my hand around them. They're huge. So we will definitely be picking those today. The leeks are getting pretty big. Now, we haven't had a lot of rain lately, and I know that's part of the problem why everything looks wilty. Normally with my garden, I rely on Mother Nature to help me out with the watering. So I have not been watering. So these leeks will probably come back a little bit better if we get a real good rainstorm. Remember I told you guys about growing cucamelons? Okay, look at this massive green wall. Okay, you can't even see through it. These are cucamelons. They look like these. If you guys want a super yummy, delicious snack for the kids and stuff, grow these things. They're crunchy. They taste like a cross between a lime and a cucumber. And this entire wall is only 5 itty bitty plants. They put out a fruit about every 6 inches down the vines. So they literally just hang in clusters. Look at them all. Look. There's probably 300 on here. So I'll pick a bunch of those. I'll take them home to my kiddos. Let's take a walk down here. So these are the Blue Lake bush beans. And they're past harvest date too. So what I will do with them is I will let them dry on the vine. So they look like this, right? And they'll just dry right out. And then I'll have all of the, see, you want them dried out and crispy. And it's easier to just dry them on the plant because then Mother Nature takes care of it. And then I'll have lots for next year. I've already done a bunch of canning for that. I'm pretty excited about this. We got eggplant, finally. So we have 2. One there, one there. I'll take those home, probably have those for supper. They've still got flowers on them. They're actually pretty flowers, but they probably won't be ready by the end of the season. The kale is, well, it's kale. I mean, that stuff will probably survive a nuclear blast. This is the Malabar spinach, and it's flowering now. How pretty is that, guys? Look at that. This is my first time growing Malabar spinach. And there's flowers all over the whole plant. Now, I won't be growing Malabar spinach again. A friend of mine gave me it to try, and it was a no-go with the family. But it's really pretty. But I don't grow stuff because it's pretty. I grow stuff because I eat it. Oh, yeah, look at that. Ouch, thistle plant. Looks like I'm taking me home broccoli for my dinner. Do we have another broccoli down here? Nope. What about over here? Cool. Looks like I'm having broccoli for dinner today, fresh out of the garden. Any in here? Nope, just a couple florets down in there. So I'll let those go another couple days. And then looks like I missed that one, but that's okay. Remember I replanted all those cucumbers? They're climbing. There's only a few though. Let's get this fella up onto here. There. Once they start to climb, everything moves way better. And look at how the weeds have completely overtaken my pathway. And then there's this monstrous thing. That thing has got to be 6 feet at least side to side. I think that's actually a cauliflower that went haywire on me. And this is a bad cauliflower because I didn't wrap it. And so it's trash. So we're going to pull that out. We're going to pull that cauliflower out. Oh, hey, look at that. We have more eggplant finally on these plants. So that's cool. We'll take those home too. These are Brussels sprouts. Do we have Brussels? Hey, we got Brussels sprouts growing. Excellent. Probably enough for one meal, but that's okay. I was going to harvest my carrots today, but I don't have enough time. And see, the plants are starting to fade out. I need to get these out of the ground, so I may have to come here tomorrow and harvest all these. But there's 160 feet of carrots, and that's a lot of work. The dill is basically finished, but it looks good. And that's okay that it's like that, because I have a second crop of dill in there somewhere that's obviously not growing very well, and that's cilantro. And then we've got green onions. So those I will take home and dehydrate. That's what I do with those. All these purple flowers, that's Thai basil. This plant is basically finished. More basil. This is the Genovese basil, and that is just nothing but sticks now at this point. See? Just sticks. So we'll pull those out. In here somewhere I have rosemary, buried, of course. We've got beautiful sage plants and some parsley. This is what happens when you don't tend to your garden enough, guys. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty embarrassed about the state of the weeds in my garden. But I had to prioritize certain aspects of my life over weeding my garden. So that is dino kale. And I have no idea what I'm going to do with this. I might just take it home and dehydrate it and powder it. This is my rhubarb Swiss chard, and that's my favorite variety to grow because it's absolutely beautiful. Another Swiss chard and another Swiss chard. So that's where we stand. Thought you guys might want an update, and so I'll just close this video out with I really hope you guys are having a fantastic harvest, and get to processing your food. Long-term storage, dehydrate, can, pickle, ferment, do all those things, water bath, you name it, do all those things. That way you can store it away in your pantry. Don't let all your hard work go to waste and just rot away in your fridge, right? Because what's the point of that? So do what you can now. It's probably harvest season for most of you, depending on where you're living. Some of you in warmer states, I know you're kind of just starting up again. So, all right, so grow good food, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.